Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 5th episode of Zetsuen no Tempest. Now, last episode we got flashbacks full of the wonderful childhood friendship memories of Yoshino and Myhiro. Found out about all about how they became friends and about how Myhiro like saved a puppy from a motorcycle or something something like that. You know, the assassination attempt on his life and how he very quickly somehow figured out that that was a very deliberate attempt on his life and not some freak accident of a burglar trying to escape the law. So, yeah, my hero definitely really, yeah, he was on he was on point with that, I guess. But anyway, that was the story of how they became friends, and I'm glad we all know that now. And Hakaze knows that as well because I think the story was told to her. That was kind of like the way it was framed. So that's cool. It's all good stuff to know. So yeah, now that they're all rested up at that house, let's see what they decide to do next. So 3, 2, 1, play. Spirit inspiration. I feel very inspired. Specifically, my spirit does. You know, Hakaze and Samon do look quite similar, considering their different genders. I think that's kind of funny. Like the opening, that one part of the opening, it's quite clearly trying to show that they're different sides of the same coin. I think that's what they're trying to do with the parallel of them walking and looking at the camera and stuff. So it makes sense they would look a little bit similar. And of course, being siblings. But in any case, let's get back into it. Good morning, Hakaze. Hope you slept well. I always hope you slept well. Ow! That didn't sound good. Guess there's no comfy bed here, so I guess you're never gonna get a very good night's sleep. Damn. Man, I hate camping for like 3 days. I can't imagine. More or less. Yeah, it's not like I'm stranded on an island or anything. Why would I be tired? Yeah, what a horrible handicap. If only they were doing horrible things, this would be so much easier. It would be. Just follow the flying knife route. Nice. Seems a bit early to find him already, though. I mean, they've only fought one of his underlings so far. A good thing. Very good thing. Because he loves you, doesn't want you to die, I guess. Well, at least you're aware of that much. Of course. So it wasn't because he cares about her, okay. Oh, see, we'll get off the island eventually. That will be quite an ordeal. They know each other so well. I'm okay with you losing. I do love when Hakaze's on screen, for some reason. Hopefully. Is that a scar or a tattoo? You know, down his eye. Looked cool either way. Oh, that poor kitty! You know, it's fine. Some tree-on-tree combat, I would love to watch that. Okay. Well, they clearly can. It probably is. It looks pretty important. Everything happens for a reason. Interesting that we got the episode title 7 minutes into it. Okay. We don't need a reason to go to an aquarium. I'd love to. Do they have penguins here? This is important. It's a deal breaker. And somebody's back there, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, if people are moving around here, they're probably involved. Okay, yeah, it's clearly a tattoo. I'm just so used to seeing, like, in anime scars on the eyes. Kind of a cliche, but I just think it was a cool tattoo. How disappointing. Wanted to feed the penguins, but oh well. See Nemo back there? Episode title drop. I can only imagine having my hero as a brother. Yeah, that's why it's a secret. Does that include your death? I feel like that's what we're kind of implying here. Get a room, you two. Of course she does. Too late to ask her now. What's in the baggie? Oh, is that a penguin? I think that's a penguin. Well, no, there's random guys in suit. Well, that's unpleasant. Yeah, that was his name. Thank you for reminding me. Tetsuma. Yeah, well, I can, and it's great, so get wrecked. Whew. Listen to the guy that threw her on an island. Yeah, why? That's not an answer. Apparently not. You might not be, but you haven't given a good reason. Like, at all. Of course not. You ain't coming. Oh no. Not chains. It's one weakness. You might want to watch out for yourself. Okay, just break the whole thing, why don't you? I don't think you saw that coming. Well, that worked. But since they have their protection magic, they're fine. Of course. At first I just thought Yoshino was just accidentally running into stuff, but no, it was a plan the whole time, so I really shouldn't underestimate him. I just love that thing they do, the teleporting. The flash stepping. Needed to be done. Oh no, you broke the penguin. How could you do that? It's not okay. You really shouldn't. I would happily take a gift from her. I suppose. Well, that's interesting. Is it just a coincidence, though? That's what I'm thinking about right now. I mean, we're saying the gift that Aika gave you was one of the... What do they call it? Uh, relics? I don't remember what they called it, but one of the things that Hakaze left behind. Because that would be one hell of a coincidence. Whew. Everything happens for a reason, you know. She heard that. The mic on that thing must be pretty good. Possibility. I know it's not a pleasant thought, but because this is a driving force for my hero to do what he's doing. Yeah, no problem. I'll just do that. As a fish. That's gonna be a little bit silly, but oof. Well, there's somebody. Somebody looks happy to see you. Well, looks like you're all washed up now. Oof. Oh, and they're all wet now. You might want to be careful. Probably would be. Yes, he is. Looks like he complied. Just right on the back of a truck. Whew, are you, okay, wow. Talisman, that's what they called it. Oof. Only one. So who's driving the truck, exactly? Oof. Understandable. See more children, are they gonna become stoned too? Junichiro. The characters on the MyAnimeLIst character list. No, you're gonna put me on an island. I know what you're gonna do. Hey, don't just take my stuff. Who do you think you are? Doesn't make it any better. That's pretty evil. I mean, don't we all? You can tell, yeah. But, oh, she's got something. Well, I guess she can do a little bit. Okay, so this, I guess, is what happens to the mountain. How we got that big hole. That explains that. Okay. Think she proved a point there? But he's gonna try anyway, as we find out. I should hope not. Why should I? I am impressed by how prepared the princess always is to have a talisman on her tongue. He had to, otherwise, you know, would have got a little bit shocked. So we're just not gonna see who was driving that thing? Guess it's fine. Oh, I just got it closed back on. How unfortunate. So now we get to see Junichiro, I think. There he is. He looks like a guy I've seen in other anime. Like a little bit like Armin. Akichan. The password, are you kidding me? Okay. I don't agree with that, but sure. You can see what his preferences are. I don't think he realizes she can hear all this. That's funny. That's cute reaction. Maybe just a mellow guy. We got the money. That's probably got a bunch of relics in it, or talismans. I didn't think about that, but I guess. Oh. Think she's dead? Guess she's not. Nah. Apparently that's... Okay, yeah, apparently that's the official story that Simon spread. Of course. Okay, then how did you come to this conclusion? There clearly is. But no, she's alive on an island around a barrel. A barrel, of course. Or... Oh god. Uh... Whose skull is that? I hope it's not what I think it is. Because if that's Aika, I think you're really gonna piss off a certain brother. And me. Because that better not be why they killed Aika, because it'd have a similar looking body to Hakaze for this ruse, because that would be pretty messed up. I hope that's not what we're saying here. I know I'm just jumping to conclusions, but still. Because that would finally be a reason for why they had targeted her. But since that is just an assumption on my part, I'm not going to get too much into that. But it crossed my mind, so I had to say it. Sometimes I see reactors like get a theory in their head and then they like stick to that for several episodes with even though there's very little proof of it and the theory is wrong. That bugs me a little bit, so I try not to do that myself. Anyway, That was the 5th episode of Zetsuen no Tempest. And this episode, we left the house and went to the aquarium because that's somewhere that she had been before. But also, it was somewhere that where Aika had been before with Yoshino, like on a date or something. And they were having a good time there, talking about philosophy as they seem to like to do, Hamlet and all that. Which, I'm not familiar with any of that sort of thing, so I'm sure a lot of the references are going to go over my head. But that's just, it comes with the territory with watching my videos, really. But there was also, like, this little, I think it was a penguin. I'm assuming it was a penguin. A little penguin thing that Aika gave to him as a present, but also was apparently one of Hakaze's talismans. I don't understand exactly how that works. Did Hakaze just make the talisman, leave it there for somebody to just buy themselves, or I don't quite get that. I don't quite get the full-on connection there, but it was interesting. It certainly would be an interesting coincidence, which I doubt it is, because in works of fiction, I mean, well, coincidences are pretty common in fiction. Never mind, but it depends on the context, really. But this context did not feel like it would be the kind that would be a coincidence. If that makes sense. But anyway, that was certainly interesting. It's really sad that it broke, though. I mean, that's not okay. But the aquarium's a lot more depressing whenever all the animals are made of black iron, for sure. We did run into Tetsuma, another one of the Kusaribe clan members. Wasn't Spirit Guide this time. Was not Natsu... What's his name? Natsumora. Was not Natsumora. He's apparently... It looks like Natsumora and Tetsuma are like the only real main flunkies of him. Like, I don't think we got any more than those two in that one scene where he confronted the princess in the flashback. Let me go back to that real quick. Yeah, I mean, when she was playing with the kids, he just kind of walks up there, and in the background we see Tetsuma and Natsumora, and then a couple of generic guys in the back. So yeah, it looks like those are the only two main flunkies of his, like, sub-bosses, whatever you want to call them. So I guess we won't get any more of them for the time being. But yeah, we met Tetsuma at the aquarium. Not much to say about that. There wasn't a lot of fighting there. It was pretty much just some teleporting around. Yoshino broke some stuff to fall on them as a distraction to escape. And he broke some glass to get them all wet and then threatened to shock them, bitty, make them all electrified, and it would hurt a lot, and that would be hard to block with a shield, I imagine. So pretty perfect way to attack them, really. And that was a bit too much for him, so they decided to just kind of leave. And man, do I love listening to Hanakana's voice in that one scene. But anyway, they did leave the aquarium eventually and got into the back of somebody's truck. I don't understand who was driving that vehicle. Wasn't everyone that wasn't important to the plot, like, stone in that city, in that area? I guess not. I don't know. I'm still a little bit confused about that. Maybe I missed something. It's always a likely possibility that I missed something, but that definitely seemed weird to me. And yeah, definitely no shortage of flashbacks this episode. We obviously had the Aika date one that I was talking about before, which that looked like a lot of fun. And they did reiterate and stress the idea that this has to be a secret from my hero. He cannot know. He would not be okay with it. Really trying to get that idea across. So eventually my hero is going to figure this out. I'm almost positive my hero is eventually going to learn about their relationship. I mean, he kind of has to, right? They're pursuing this whole mystery, this plot. So there's got to be at some point that they just run into something that reveals the fact. I don't know what it would be. I can't really speculate on what it could possibly be that would reveal it. I mean, it's a possibility that Yoshino just eventually tells him because the circumstances dictate that he should at some point. Who knows? But there's definitely, it seems to be some sort of connection between Aika and Hakaze at the very least. I mean, I think that was the main implication of the whole gift thing. And part of the reason why I came to my conclusion about that skull that he was holding being Aika's, because that would just make too much sense. We already know that somebody of the Kusaribe clan killed her. We know that. That's not speculation. They straight up said that. And now we have an official story of Hakaze that she is apparently dead in a barrel. That Samon is spreading, because of course Samon had to give some sort of excuse why the princess was suddenly gone. He wasn't just going to admit that he captured her and stranded her on an island. So this made the most sense. And if you needed proof for that, then having a body that's similar enough to Hakaze's would make sense, and Aika is the only character in the show that we've seen so far that looks similar enough to her. And everything just kind of connected. I could have put puzzle pieces together the wrong way. That's certainly a possibility, but I'm just saying that's how the puzzle pieces fell together in my head. Of course, things will reveal itself as we watch this show. But there does seem to be some sort of connection there at the very least. At the very least. And that does seem pretty messed up that someone in that flashback did take advantage of the kids and all that to try to catch her at a weak spot where she couldn't defend herself, didn't have her talismans and stuff, but joke's on them, she had one on her tongue, so yeah, always prepared. I like the one kid's comment about something about they just want to see you naked or whatever, which, I mean, that's a reasonable assumption to come to. And it's funny because that happened not too long after, like, a bathing scene of the princess in current day on the island, so yeah, that was kind of on my mind at the time anyway, so pretty fitting, I would say. But like I said, she just had that talisman, so no big problem there. And we found out why that mountain had a big hole in it that we saw like a few episodes ago. That's good to get an answer to that. But also, we introduced to a new character named Junichiro, who just reminds me, he just looks like a lot of characters I've seen in other anime. Like I mentioned Armin from Attack on Titan, but also the one blonde-haired dude or girl, I can't remember which one it was actually, from, what was the one show called? It had like a big anthropomorphized beast guy that traveled with like a young lolly witch. I don't remember the name. I think it's Grimoire Zero. Yeah, there's a blonde-haired character that this also looks like that. I actually don't remember if that character was male or female, but looked like this character. This character I'm pretty sure is male. And we came over to his place because he's apparently one of the few princess allies that can really help us out. Did we see what was in the briefcase, or I don't think we actually did, but I would assume it's just a bunch of talismans, right? Yeah, he says he hasn't touched it since he received it, so he wouldn't even know for sure what was inside. But I gotta assume it's talismans, right? But that's when we realize that the official story is that she's dead. And Hakaze seemed to be pretty shocked about that too. But yeah, that's just so messed up that he has this barrel with a corpse in it. Like, it's still a little bit messed up regardless of whose body it is. But yeah, what was it that someone specifically said? The princess is still inside a barrel. So yeah, like you wouldn't just grab some random corpse for this, surely. I don't know. I'm still trying to think about what kind of connection. That's really what I'm hung up on right now. What specifically kind of connection does Aika and Hakaze have? Is it nothing more than they just look kind of similar? Because I doubt that's the case. There may be some really supernatural shenanigans here with her being like a long-lost twin sister, or I don't know, maybe long-lost just member of the Kusariba clan in general. Maybe she just like a clone. Maybe the princess is so important they did some experiments to make a clone of her as a backup, and then she ran away or was lost or cast away. I know these are silly ideas I'm throwing out here, but I'm just really curious exactly what kind of reveals there'll be on that front. I'm sure there will be some sort of reveal. It's just a matter of what it will be. And I do want to learn more about Junichiro. He seems like an interesting character. He was kind of mellow, which I like. And yeah, there's of course a lot of talk about the Tree of Genesis and all that stuff, but there's really not much to say there, just more world building, more learning about how all this works, and the epic battle between trees, which is the really hilarious visual to think about. Like, I use Vine Whip, I use Harden, I use Razor Leaf, like just imagining two giant magical godlike trees fighting each other. That's just hilarious no matter how you think about it. But yeah, I wouldn't mind a flashback showing that in real detail. Probably not gonna happen, but I don't know. I just got kind of a kick out of that concept. But anyway, yeah, if the barrel thing just in general is pretty messed up, Simon, you are kind of a creep, I would say. So I hope you get what's coming to you. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.